Hi to all. This is the second class of class 8 chapter 5 lines and angles. Today I am going to discuss adjacent angles, linear pair of angles and vertically opposite angles. Here are two pictures. In the first one, clock, you can find angle between the hands of the clock. Similarly, in the other figure, here you can see it is a picture of pizzas, and you can see in between the slices you can find angles. Today I am going to discuss pairs of angles, different types of pairs of angles. Let us see. Here you have an angle ABC. You know what B is called? B is the vertex, and what are the arms of angle ABC? Yes, it is BA and BC. They are called arms of the angle ABC. Now let me draw one more arm here. Here I drew BD, one more ray. Now you will get a pair of angle, that is angle ABC and angle CBD. Now look at both of these angles. What are the vertices of angle ABC and angle CBD? For angle ABC, B is the vertex. For angle CBD, again B is the vertex. So the vertices are B and B. That is same vertices for both the angles. Now, what are the arms of these two angles? The arms are BA and BC, again BC and BD. Here you can notice some speciality. Look at the vertices. Both vertices are B. That means both of these angles having common vertex. This B is the common vertex. Now look at the arms. In both angles you can see BC as one of its arm. That means both the angles having a common arm. Here you got common vertex. Here you got common arm. Here BC is the common arm. Now look at the non-common arms. Where it lies. Here BA and BD are non-common arms. This you can see that this non-common arm lies on either side of the common arm BC. That means one is in this side, another in the opposite side of common arm. That is, this pair of angles having a common vertex and a common arm, and one more condition, the non-common arms are on either side of the common arm. This kind of pair of angles we can call it as adjacent angles. Now we can define adjacent angle as the pair of angles which have a common vertex, a common arm, and non-common arms are on either side of the common arm. So do write the heading adjacent angles, draw this figure and write its definition. Here is a question for you. Are the angles marked 1 and 2 adjacent? In all the cases, angle 1 and angle 2 are marked. Angle 1 with one line, single line. Angle 2 with 2 line. Angle 3 with 3 line. Angle 4 with 4 line. Angle 5 with 5 line. Angle 6 with 6 line. Angle 7 with 7 line. Angle 8 with 8 line. Angle 9 with 9 line. Angle 10 with 10 line. Angle 11 with 11 line. Angle 12 with 12 line. Angle 13 with 13 line. Angle 14 with 14 line. Angle 15 with 15 line. Angle 16 with 16 line. Angle 17 with 17 line. Angle 18 with 18 line. Angle 19 with 19 line. Angle 20 with 20 line. Angle 21 with 21 line. Angle 22 with 22 line. Angle 23 with 23 line. Angle 24 with 24 line. Angle 25 with 25 line. Angle 26 with 26 line. Angle 27 with 27 line. Angle 28 with 28 line. Angle 29 with 29 two curves. So if they are not adjacent, write the reason. Look at the first question, angle 1 and 2, are they adjacent? Here you see, you have angle 1 and angle 2 have common vertex and one common arm, and non-common arms are on either side of the common arm. So you can say first figure is adjacent angles. Look at the second and third. Now look at the third question. Here you will get these two are the vertices. So can you say they are adjacent or not? It cannot be adjacent because they don't have a common vertex. Now in the given figure, are the following adjacent angles? Here two angles are given. Angle AOB. This is one angle. Another angle is angle BOC. BOC. Are they adjacent? Check it. Now in the second, angle BOD, that is BOD, and angle BOC. BOC. Are they adjacent? Are on the same side of the common arm. Here BO is the common arm. So the third condition is not satisfied. So it cannot be adjacent angle because non-common arms are not on the either side of the common arm. Now let us see another pair of angles. Here you have a pair of adjacent angles. They are angle BAC and angle CAD. Now let me change the non-common arm. Here AC is the common arm and the non-common arms are AB and AD. Now let me change the position of the non-common arm. Now you see what happens. What about the non-common arms? That is AB and AD. These two non-common arms become opposite rays because they are on the opposite sides, or these two rays become a line. Now this kind of angle, pair of angles, we can call as linear pair of angles. Linear pair of angles. Let me draw a linear pair of angle. Here angle ABC and angle CBD are linear pair of angles. So we can define linear pair of angles as a linear pair is a pair of adjacent angles whose non-common arms are opposite rays. Here BA and BD are non-common arms and it became opposite rays. Such angles we can call it as linear pair of angles. Now let us find one more pair of angles. Now let me draw two lines. Here AB and CD are two lines. Both the lines are intersecting. Now let it intersect at T. Now you will get four angles. When two lines intersect, these two angles, they are adjacent angles. Now let me take another angle. Consider these two angles, they are not adjacent. This is just opposite. This angle AFD is just opposite to angle BFC. So these two angles we can call it as vertically opposite angles. And we can define vertically opposite angles as the angles which are opposite to each other. When two lines cross, we can call it as vertically opposite angles. Now here in this figure, angle 1 and angle 3 are vertically opposite angles. One more pair you can say they are angle 2 and angle 4. Now let us discuss some questions. Before that, please note down vertically opposite angles, draw the figure and write down all these things. Look at the question. It's a textbook question, question number 9. In the adjoining figure, is angle 1 adjacent to angle 2? Look at angle 1. This is angle 1 and angle 2. Are they adjacent? You check all common vertex, common arm, non-common arms are on either side of the common arm. Please check three conditions and write the answer whether they are adjacent or not. Now second, is angle AOC, this is angle AOC, is adjacent to angle AOE. AOE, are they adjacent? Here non-common arms will not be on the same side, so it cannot be adjacent. Next question is, do angle COE, COE is this angle COE, this is the angle COE, and angle EOD, EOD, EOD form a linear pair. That means if non-common arms are opposite rays, you can say it is a linear pair. Here OD and OC, they are non-common arms and become opposite rays, so you can say it is a linear pair. Next, are angle BOD, this is angle BOD, and angle DOA, this is the angle DOA, this angle supplementary means sum of the angle is equal to 180 degree. You know OB and OA are opposite rays, so this angle will be 180 degree, so we can say both angles are supplementary. Now is angle 1 vertically opposite to angle 4? Here see angle 1, this is angle 4, they are vertically opposite. Next question is, what is the vertically opposite angle of angle 5? Here this is angle 5. Now you have to write the vertically opposite angle of angle 5. To just opposite to angle 5, this is the angle. So you can write this contains angle 2 and angle 3. So you can write angle 2 plus angle 3 is the vertically opposite angle of angle 5. Now go back to vertically opposite angles. Let me measure the measure of vertically opposite angles. Here you can see angle DGA is equal to 136 and angle BGC also 136. Now if you change the angle, in all the cases you can see vertically opposite angles are equal. So you can note down, when two lines intersect, the vertically opposite angles so formed are equal. Here angle 1 is equal to angle 3, angle 2 is equal to angle 4. This is question number 10 of the textbook. Indicate which pair of angles are vertically opposite angles and linear pair of angles. You can find out in this figure vertically opposite angles and a linear pair of angles. That you write it down. The 11th question is, in the following figure, is angle 1 adjacent to angle 2? Give reasons. This angle 1 and angle 2 are not adjacent. Why? Because they don't have, here angle 1 here is the vertex, angle 2 here is the vertex. They don't have a common vertex. So angle 1 and angle 2 cannot be adjacent. Reason is no common vertex for these two angles. Here find the values x, y and z in the following. Here x vertically opposite angles, so x is equal to 55 degree. You can write x is equal to 55 degree. It is vertically opposite angles. Now x plus y, both are linear pair of angles and sum of this angle is equal to 180 degree. Or you can find out angle y, since y plus 55 degree is equal to 180 degree. So y is equal to 180 minus 55 degree. That is the answer. If you get a y, you can find out the z also. So x is equal to 55. Y you can find out 180 minus 55. And z the same answer as y, vertically opposite angles. Here also you can find out in the same way. 40 and z are vertically opposite angles. So z you can get it as 40. Now z plus x, z plus 25 plus x, these three angles you can get it as 180 degree. So this is 40 degree, this is 25 degree. Then to get x, you subtract sum of these two angles from 180, you will get x. Now y also, 40 plus y, you will get 180 degree. So to get y, you subtract 40 from 180, you will get the value of y. This is a summary. Fill in the blanks. If two angles are complementary, then sum of their measure is dash. Write the measure of the angle. Now two angles are supplementary, then sum of their measure is. Now two angles forming a linear pair are dash. You have to write whether they are supplementary or complementary. Of course, linear pair means it is a line, so opposite rays, so it angle is 180 degree. So it is supplementary is the answer. If two adjacent angles are supplementary, they form a, of course it is a linear pair of angles. If two lines intersect at a point, then the vertically opposite angles are always, you see, it is equal. If two lines intersect at a point and if one pair of vertically opposite angle are acute, then the other pair of vertically opposite angles are. Do find it out yourself. That means if two lines are intersect at a point, here when two lines are intersecting, this pair angle AGC and BGD, these two are acute. Then what about the other pair is the question. So when these one pair of vertically opposite angles are acute, obviously the other pair will be obtuse. This is the last question of this exercise. In the adjoining figure, name the following pairs of angles. Obtuse vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles you find out, and that too obtuse angles. In this figure, obtuse vertically opposite angles are angle A, O, D and angle BOC. These two angles are obtuse vertically opposite angles. Now next question is adjacent complementary angles. You know complementary angles means sum of two angles should be 90 degree. So you find out two angles which are adjacent and complementary. That you can write angle AOB and angle AOE. You can see these two angles are adjacent and sum of these two angles are equal to 90 degree. Similarly, you can find out other 3, 4 and 5th question. That is all for today's class. Have a nice day.